But this is the type of stuff that most people don't know anything about, and there's a reason why most people have never heard any of this, because it doesn't have anything to do with football. It's got nothing to do with silly-ass sports and basketball and all that other silly-ass stuff that kids love to play. You know, that's what you've always given the kids, a ball. Tell the kids to go out and play ball. I don't care what ball, basketball, ping pong ball, football, golf ball. I don't care. Get the damn kid out of here and then go play with a ball. That's why they have the President of the United States. He goes out and throws the first ball because Daddy's out playing ball with us. You know, while all the kids are out there, all the schmucks are out there watching the ball game. And Daddy's out there with the senators and the congressmen. They're watching the ball game. I want to know what these freaks are doing at 2 o'clock in the morning that they haven't told us. I want to know about their boyfriends and all the money that's changing hands and all the shit that's really going on. When you find out that these guys who are running the planet are playing us for a bunch of fools, let them go out and play ball. And send some movie stars, send some of them chumps that we own, send them out there and let them be on TV so you can see on the basketball games, they'll always show Jack Nicholson and some big movie stars at the ball game. Because that keeps all the schmucks interested to go out with the movie stars to watch a ball game, not me. I'm not going to any ball game. I want to know who's running this country, how it works, who set up our government, who gave us our religions. And once you begin to understand religion, where it comes from, the whole story of Jesus is nothing more than a metaphor. There was no Jesus, there was no Abraham, no Isaac, no Jacob, there was no Moses, no King Solomon. None of those people in the Bible ever lived. These are metaphors for something far deeper that the ancient writers were trying to tell you in a metaphor. There's a symbolic story. And if you don't get the symbolism, you will go for your whole life in trouble because you didn't know how to read the symbols. You don't know what's really going on behind the scene. And so if you're going on a bicycle ride in China, you better learn the Chinese symbols because you're going to get killed if you don't know how to read the symbols. And that's what most people don't know anything about, how this world really, in fact, works. Education is nothing more than a 12-step program. Let me give you an example. In the ancient Egyptian religion, one of the many different religions in Egypt, the ancient Egyptian religion of Horus. Horus was the sun in its rising. He was a god, God the sun. And Horus was spelled H-O-R-U-S. And Horus walked across the sky in 12 steps. It was a 12-step program. That's why alcoholics have a 12-step program. You have a 12-step program. You go to first grade to the 12 with a 12-step program. So for the 12-step program, they have finally taught you what to kiss and when, and how to get a job, and who to bow down to, and all that. So they've taught you now, and now you can go out and get a job. It's the 12-step program, first to the 12th grade. What is that based on? Horus. Horus was our god, the sun god in Egypt. He walked across the sky in 12 steps. So we say the same thing today. Same thing. We have 12 Horuses. But instead of H-O-R-U-S, we make it H-O-U-R-S. Becomes hours, changing the U and the R. Now it becomes 12 hours. No, it's 12 Horuses. And Horus represents light. Light in Latin is Lucius. Lucius, when personified as a god, becomes Luke. And this is why I have Luke Skywalker. The whole world that we live in is based on Egypt, Mesopotamia, ancient Greece, ancient Rome. All of the stuff that we live in this world is based on ancient religions and cults and secret societies and Masonic orders. And the people of this world have no idea in the world what's going on. I'm telling you, there's a world of knowledge you have never been told. That's been right there for you, but it just never occurred to anyone to sit down for 48 years and study this stuff in the dark. I have a high respect for all religions, for all belief systems, but I'm telling you, it needs to be based on wisdom and knowledge. In what we would call the white man's system, which is a Druidic, Northern European, religio-political economic system, for 1,000 years before the Roman Empire, Western Europe, Scandinavia, Britain, was what we might call the white establishment on the earth. And one of the most important priesthoods in that ancient establishment were the Druids. And the Druids had a very important symbol that they used that we still have today. It was a magic wand. Many of the Druid priests used magic wands, like Merlin the magician with his magic wand. Magic wands were always made out of the wood of a holly tree. It's made out of hollywood. And they're still working their magic on us in Hollywood today. This is where the word comes from.
There's an interesting point about the dollar bill on the right-hand side with the eagle. Of course, the eagle is the old phoenix symbol of rising from the ashes of destruction, coming from the old Roman symbols, which even goes back even further than that. But above the eagle on the right-hand side of the dollar bill, you'll see 13 stars just above the eagle's head. And there are 13 cloudbursts around the 13 stars. There are 13 feathers in the wings. There are 13 stripes in the shield. On one side there are 13 arrows. The other side, at the bottom, there are 13 leaves and 13 berries in the leaves. The pyramid on the left-hand side has 13 layers. Why is 13 so dominating the dollar bill? Because 13 is a very powerful, mystical number to secret societies because, incidentally, our 13 colonies, the original colonies. It absolutely is the heart, the blood, and the brains behind America today as secret societies. The Republican Party is one hand, the Democratic Party is another, and the brain is the secret societies behind the scenes. Very powerful, intelligent people are at work behind the scenes governing both the Democratic and the Republican Party. In point of fact, it doesn't matter who is made president. The power is always going to be in the hands of the people behind the scenes. That's why in America we have a right to elect. We love to talk about our right to elect, but we don't have a right to select. That is decided upon by those who are in power. Secret societies have to do with everything that's going on in the entire world. You have to know that where there is politics, there is money. Where there's money in politics, there's religion. And there are powerful forces at work, and they had already designed how they were going to do it, who they were going to, start the war with, and how they were going to start it. That's just one example. And if you, in that type of research, you can pretty well tell what's coming down the line. You can already tell the who's going to be doing what if you understand the story. As I said, if you can read the symbol. I am directing my words, my work, what I do. I am directing my comments and my work only to a select people, only to select few. And that is those who really care about their lives, those who really care about freedom. And I believe that the most important thing one can do is to educate your mind first, because that's where real freedom is in the intellect, spiritual and intellectual freedom. And without that kind of freedom, and things you don't understand, things you don't know, not being able to read symbols, that's where they have you.
I have no intentions of giving in to any tyrant, any murderer, any bloodshed murderer who calls himself a divine right to rule. There is no such a thing. I think we better go back and look. I think we're talking about the sons of God, and I think there are good ones and bad ones. Right now we've got bad ones ruling us. The divine right of kings, heroes with divine blood. Nothing is more reprehensible to me. Consequently, the Apostle Paul said in Ephesians 6 to Christians, and unfortunately Christians have forgotten this admonishment from the Apostle Paul. Ephesians 6:12 says, "For we," meaning Christians, but all mankind, "we wrestle not against flesh and blood," not against ordinary people. We're not wrestling against ordinary our brothers and sisters, but we are wrestling against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. The word in Greek is cosmokratoros. Cosmokratoros in Greek means rulers of world darkness. Cosmokratoros, rulers of world darkness, implying that the entire world is ignorant, ill-informed, and stumbling around in the dark but that there are entities on this earth who are our masters, who are manipulating our ignorance and stupidity and darkness. They are the cosmocratorus of Greeks. They are the ones that Christians are told to be aware of and to stand against in these last days. And make no mistake about it, it is my belief that we are living in the last and final days of an old order of civilization on the earth, and what is coming on this earth is going to be god-awful if mankind doesn't get back their own spirituality and say, no more will we bow to Nazis and fascists and murderers who seek to imprison us on this earth. We were created free like the animals. We were born free, and we will damn well stay free or die in the process. Because, as Hiram Mann said in a great quote, no man is free when freedom fails. The best men rot in filthy jails, while those who cried, appease, appease, are hung by those they tried to please. There can be no common cause with tyranny. There can be no substitution for your spirituality, connecting yourself with the divine principle of freedom and love in the universe, and don't ever bow your knee to the cosmocratorus or those who might very well be working behind the scenes to destroy a great creation called the human race.